Another beautiful day and another beautiful life. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the delay in not being here for a week or so. Just went through some kind of healing journey, and we're back and better than ever. So, love to be here with you. Want to jump in to our morning, and we're going to start a new format in a couple days, and I'll bring you up to speed on what I'm planning when I launch a new program. In the meantime, let's do our I Ching this morning. Our I Ching is our morning message from the universe, something that will help guide us through our day. And who knows what the universe has in store for us in this message? Let's find out. So if you use Brian Brown Walker's app, which I really recommend because he's quite poetic, he has these little coins. You tap the coins and they give you a message. And as there are no accidents, this message is no accident. Cinnamon just tapped 2, I tap 2, and we tap 2 for you. 59-4, 59-4, 59 is dispersion, dissolution, 1. And so let us meditate on this message as it comes through. Disperse hard attitudes with gentleness. The hexagram Huan comes to indicate that there are rigidity and harshness present, either in yourself or others, and that they should be dissolved now for the benefit of all. Whenever we fall into a negative state such as judgment, anger, fear, anxiety, or desire, our attitude becomes structured and inflexible. As long as we remain in this condition, we cannot receive the assistance of the higher power. Therefore, if we wish for a return of good fortune, we must take steps to dissolve the hardness. The image of Huan is that of a warm spring wind, that of a warm spring wind, steadily dissolving winter ice. This is meant to teach us that it is through perseverance and gentleness, rather than aggressiveness, that we overcome what is hard. The I Ching counsels that the use of religious forces now employ music, prayer, meditation, a common project, or some other form of sacred concentration or ceremony to release the pent-up energy in yourself and others. Allow harsh and unforgiving feelings to be carried away by the song of a flute, the reverberation of a drum, or the sound of the wind through the trees. In your mind's eye, see where the flow of positive energy is blocked, and then imagine this place as an ice flow breaking up in a thawing river. Until the inflexibility is removed, there can be no unity, either within your own spirit, with others, or with the sage. Remember that inferior emotions are hard, where the attitudes of the superior person, acceptance, detachment, modesty, innocence, and equanimity, have a quality of softness to them. By returning to this now, you ensure your own good fortune. And our special message is, by gathering yourself and others around a great ideal, you disperse negative influences. The superior person uses this method to heal misunderstandings. And then through the poetry of the Wei Wu Wei Ching, Simply release your grasp on worldly entanglements, and realization is right where you stand. I always had the toughest time understanding what these messages were. Like, how can you already be enlightened? Like, don't you have to get there? And I realized that we already are in the space between the thoughts. It's only the thoughts that drag us into kind of illusion. So we are simply here in this moment, coming from our heart, and that is who we really are. And the flavor on top of dispersion, dissolution is youthful folly. Even the foolish can attain wisdom by modestly following the sage. Folly is a characteristic of youth. Those who have had little experience generally exhibit little wisdom. This is true of us in a spiritual way as well. In comparison to the sage, we are babes in the woods. The hexagram Ming counsels us to utilize the I Ching as a lantern so we can survive our youthful folly and travel safely through the woods of life. There is no shame in seeking guidance in life. A child is eager to be shown the way by his parents and teachers, and we are wise to recognize that in spiritual terms we are akin to children. Our success will come quicker if we find and follow a wise teacher. The sage is available to serve in this way for those who approach the I Ching with a sincere desire to learn and grow. To study the I Ching is to gain the perspective of the deity, to learn the cosmic lesson inherent in every situation that faces us. If we truly look for and strive to comprehend these larger lessons, we gain mastery over fear, doubt, and anxiety. We can learn from the study of the I Ching to live in a state of understanding, contentment, and acceptance. But several things are required of us. The first is that we suspend our mistrust of the unknown and allow the sage to lead us. It is tempting to think that the I Ching might be just a book, merely words on paper, but there is more to it than this. To accept this is to recognize the sage and become receptive to his assistance. The second thing required of us is that we quiet the demands of our egos for comprehensive answers to our questions about life. The I Ching teaches us not how to get from A to Z, but how to get from A to B, then B to C, and C to D. The sage travels step by step, dealing always with what is immediately at hand, in bringing complete focus and concentration to the moment. By doing the same, we fall into step with and receive the help of the creative power of the universe. Lastly, we are required to unstructure our attitude. By abandoning strategies about people and situations, we let the past and the future go and meet the present with an open mind. To be unstructured and open is to allow the sage to guide us safely and joyfully through life. The image of Ming is that of a stream beginning to flow down a mountainside, filling each ravine and hollow place as it goes. If we persevere in following the sage, seeking the counsel of the I Ching, and filling in the gaps in our character as they are revealed, we will be led to lasting success in life. From the Wei Wu Wei Ching, do you find your spiritual practice pitiful and wanting? If Buddha were before you, would you be ashamed, afraid, shy, small? Wake up. The truth too large for words is that Buddha is closer to you than that. You are the Buddha now. This entire world is just for you. All the teachings in this world is only for you. Accept this without further thought of whether you are good or bad, and just be responsible to it. This is the spirit you must bring to everything that you do. Be the Buddha now. Beautiful. Well, let's take our moment to breathe. That beautiful message from the universe come to us directly through the cosmos. And let's begin our meditation, our 4-minute meditation, with about a minute of a little preamble set up, sitting upright, getting ready. And I use Insight Timer. There's an app for that, to measure the time. Grab your mala, your rosary, if you have one. Otherwise, just sit upright, comfortable. You can have your feet on the ground. You can be sitting cross-legged. Whatever works for you, whatever is comfortable, to sit motionless. The tendency is for the body to want to move like a small child is unable to sit still. The body, when you first start meditating, it really wants to move. So the practice for the first couple of months is to just still the body. You can use your mala to focus your attention. You will move a little bit if you're using the mala to kind of keep your focus on your intention. But other than that, you don't need to move. Obviously, you're going to breathe, so you are going to move your lungs, but you don't need to move otherwise. Okay? And do you have an intention for today? Think of a prayer, and then a mantra, some sort of intention that you have for the day, for yourself, that will benefit not just you, but will benefit your family, your friends, and all beings. Something that perhaps brings you to your highest capacity, your highest intention, your highest self in each moment. And let that be your intention. And an affirmation, which is stated as a question, and that will then percolate throughout your subconscious throughout the day, and your subconscious will answer that question repeatedly. Why am I so calm and peaceful and in love with every moment? Perhaps. Wherever I live cheerfully. Or why am I so cheerful wherever I live? Could be another affirmation. Beautiful. So let's begin. Sit upright. Take a deep breath. Come into this moment. Use the mala or the rosary to focus on your intention and repeating it over and over again. Wow, time flies in meditation, right? Well, beautiful. Send thanks to our meditators. Inside Deborah has a beautiful community of meditators, and you can connect with those online. And beautiful. Well, as I've been going through this healing journey and it's like exhuming these things from my lungs, I've been coughing a bit. And great to get it out. So if you feel like you have to cough, cough. Let it be productive. Let it be a productive cough. So we use the Wim Hof Method app. There's an app for that. And Wim Hof, as you know, has been, or may not know, has been using himself as an experiment to see what is possible at the boundaries of breathing, exercise, consciousness, and been taking some of the ancient yoga practices and applying them to himself, and then putting himself under the scrutiny of science and seeing if the effects are real, and the results have been astounding. And he has shown through both this breathing technique that we do every morning and cold, uncomfortable cold, which can be in the form of cold showers and cold ice baths, jumping into cold streams, walking outside in the cold without many clothes on or no clothes on at all. And you can catch his YouTube videos, and I encourage everybody to give that a look here or there, or really dive into it if you're super curious. But he's boosted his immunity to incredible levels, and then shown others how to do the same. So that's what we're doing here. We're also activating the deepest parts of the brain that haven't been connected to the rest of our brains for the longest time. And so we're creating new neural pathways to the amygdala, the reptilian part of the brain, kind of the original part of the brain that existed before our, cortex, neocortex. And as brain scans are showing, his entire brain is lit up, unlike most people who only have like 10 or 15% of their brains lit up. So let's light up our brains, people. Let's get this brain going so that we can all enjoy the life without anxiety and depression. Like, who needs all of that, right? Okay. So in the app, there's a retention timer under breathing basics. And what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 cycles of 40 breaths. And it's a kind of intense inhale, serene exhale. We do that 40 times. At the end of the 40th time, we exhale completely all the way down to 0 and hold it there for as long as we can. And then hit this retention timer, which measures times how long we hold our breath at the bottom with no air in our lungs. And we do that 4 times. On the fourth time, it's slightly different. We'll go into that. But this activates the deepest parts of our brains. So, magic. Little cheat codes for our video game. If you like video games, you know what a cheat code is. This is another of those breathing cheat codes that give us access to deeper parts of the game that we didn't know existed, but you got to do these particular things. So, great. So I like to start with an inhale and then a full exhale. Inhale. Last 5. Get ready with your retention timer. 3, 2, 1. Exhale completely down to 0 and start your timer. Inhale, hold, 15 seconds. Exhale all the stale air, all the energy that isn't serving you anymore, all the thoughts that that aren't serving anymore. Let them all out. Beautiful. Feeling activated, feeling energized. Let's start picking up. It's picking up, right? Beautiful. Let's begin our second round, which begins with an inhale and a complete exhale. Let go of all the stale air in the lungs, completely down to zero. Last 10 breaths. Deeper than before. Last 5 breaths. Last 3. Get ready with your retention timer. Last breath. Exhale completely. Start your timer. Deep inhale, hold. Let out all the stale air, all the energy you don't need anymore, activating more energy in your body. Feeling that beautiful energy flowing. So good, so good. All right, let's begin our third round. As you might notice, your rounds are probably becoming deeper breaths. Your retention hold at the bottom are lasting longer. Just really enjoy that emptiness of the no breath. Okay, beautiful. Let's start with an inhale and a full exhale. Last 10. Last 5. Last 2. Last 1. Full exhale. Hold at the bottom. Start your retention timer. Deep inhale. Hold. the stale air, all the energy that you don't need anymore. Retain only the best thoughts and the best feelings. Notice in your body and your mind how good it feels to activate this morning. Remember this as we go in, and every morning we come back together to do this together. So good. So good. Beautiful. Well, our retention is getting longer with each time. Now we go into our fourth round and final round for today. And this fourth round, in addition to exhaling and holding at the bottom after 40 breaths, we also do as many push-ups as we can at the same time. It's kind of like forcing the chi, the energy, into our bodies, into our deepest core, into our cells, every cell. I really like to do the push-ups very slowly instead of knocking out like 10 or 20 or 30 or whatever I can do. Just do really slow repetitions. No breath, obviously. 5-second repetitions. Each repetition is 5 seconds. And be really present during that. So give that a shot this morning. It's actually the maximum benefit in the shortest amount of time, so you get a good workout while we're doing our breathing exercises, right? Beautiful. So if you need to clear a space that you'll be ready to do your push-ups at the end of these 40 breaths, get ready for that and enjoy, shall we? So let's begin with a full inhale and full exhale. Ten more. Start getting ready to do your push-ups. Get into push-up position. Last breath. Exhale completely, all the way to 0. Push your retention timer. Inhale. Wah, rah, right? Doesn't that feel amazing? Mm-mm-mm. So good to be here with you every morning. Thank you, thank you. Ah, beautiful. Well, with your Wim Hof app, save your progress, add your push-ups. He's got a spot for that to save and notice progress. And put in your meditation, how you felt during your meditation. Also, let's do some forward bending. Stretch out those hamstrings. This is also part of the Wim Hof method. Ah. Ah. Stretch down to your ankles. Hold as far as you can on your ankles. If you can reach your toes, you can hook your toes with your index and middle finger and hold on to them and pull forward as far as you can go. And notice that stretch and how good that feels. The body loves to move and to feel the stretch. I think it was like something like 300 trillion cells in our bodies, all working in concert together, taking care of one another, holding together this organism of 300 trillion cells, right? Nourishing every single cell in our body each morning together. If you can reach the bottoms of your feet, then you can hold on the bottoms of your feet and stretch even further forward. Do whatever you can, whatever feels comfortable. Don't push yourself so that you hurt yourself. There's no need to do that. And that's the forward bend. And then he has a reverse balance, which you can try that with me now, where you lay on your shoulders, put your feet up, and put your hands on your back, if that's comfortable for you. You can put them on the ground, you can tip. This gets a good back stretch, shoulder stretch. Right? That feels good. And then, how about a headstand? You up for a headstand? Headstands are amazing as well. Take your towel. Oh, I use a towel, so you don't have to have a yoga mat. You just can use some towels. I like to do 20 breaths upside down. If you need to use the wall, you can lean against the wall to get started. What a great way to start the day. Thank you so much. Now, as part of our daily morning ritual, I also really strongly recommend oil pulling. Um, Oil pulling, as I've brought up in the past, and is hugely beneficial for gum health, mouth health. Before drinking your water in the morning, um, oil pull for 20 minutes. It can be coconut oil, sesame oil, sunflower oil, any of those oils. Take about a tablespoon in the mouth, swish it around for about 20 minutes. It sucks out tons of bacteria that you don't need in your mouth and have accumulated overnight. So I do that very first thing in the morning when I go into the bathroom to urinate. I'll have my little bottle of oil that I have there. Take a little swig, but I don't swallow. I swish it around in my mouth for 20 minutes, and then I spit it out into the garbage. Don't recommend spitting into the sink, as it can clog the sink when it congeals or gets cold. So, but it will pull out a lot of the bad bacteria that sit around in our mouth and gives us the bacteria that causes gingivitis and cavities and all of that. And I've heard of people who have reversed their cavities doing oil pulling. My friend Jim has done it for 3 years, and when he went to 2 different dentists, the cleaners at the dentist said that it was kind of like pointless to even clean his teeth with the scraping anymore. It wasn't even necessary because his teeth didn't really have the buildup that typically occurs when we just brush. So when you oil pull, you squeeze it kind of between your teeth and between your gums and teeth, and you can really feel it cleaning around the gums. It really reduces gingivitis and all sorts of things. And who wants bad breath? And it takes that away. So, you know, you want to kiss your lover, you know, have your breath be clean. Go ahead and oil pull, and you will have clean, fresh breath. And who wants to have their teeth scraped? Some people I know, like, their teeth get so dirty between cleanings that they have to have anesthesia on their gums in order to do the scraping. So who needs that? A little bit of inexpensive oil, pull it every morning, clean your breath, clean your teeth, clean your mouth. Can't hurt, and certainly does help. So give that a shot, and you will have a much happier mouth. And then drink water, 5 glasses. So what I do is I wake up, I go into the bathroom, I urinate while I take a swig of the oil for pulling. I pull for about 20 minutes, and then I drink my 5 glasses. After I spit out the oil into the garbage, and I drink my 5 glasses of water. Yeah, so that is the daily morning ritual, and it's great to be here with you. So thank you so much for joining. Love you. We'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same channel, and see you guys. Ciao, ciao.